All right. Welcome. It is 12:21, so we will go ahead and get started. I'm going to share my presentation in just a moment. I'm assuming everyone can hear me okay. My name is Erin Rehberg. I am the Digital Learning Coordinator for Thomas County Schools. We are a rural district in Southwest Georgia. We do have a K-12 computer science initiative. And so today I want to share with you one of our recruitment efforts that we do. I knew that when this conference happened, this would be fresh on my mind. It is our STEM and computer science camps that we do every summer. I will give you a little bit of details on those, and then at the end we will have time for questions. So let me go ahead and share my presentation. And get my closed captioning going. Okay, so today I'm going to share how we implement some STEM and computer science camps in our school district. I was hoping to have one of my colleagues here with us today, Dr. Scott Sweeting. He's our science coordinator, but he is on vacation this week. So I'm going to share a little bit of why we do these camps and how we run them, and just give you some tips and strategies for implementing camps within your district. So I did, of course, first want to start with some photos of some of our students. We had our elementary camps last week. These are some of our kids in our STEM camp. This was in our coding and robotics camp. You can see these kids working together, doing some fun hands-on activities. That's actually my daughter there, the girl with the brown hair. She had a great time. It's always fun to walk into the room where there's iPads and robots and all kinds of things everywhere, and kids having fun at the same time. This was at our middle school coding camp that we did. I'll give you some information on this in just a little bit, but I did want to point out it was, nice. On Monday, the teacher walked down the hall. He was like, I love it. We have a room full of girls in here. This is awesome, because we are always conscious of how many girls and how many students of color are in our computer science classes. This is also at the middle school camp as well. So why do we offer these camps? I always feel like, we've all read that book about understanding the why and starting with the why. So I wanted to start with that and then give some more of the details. So we have these camps to provide fun, hands-on STEM and computer science learning experiences for students who are in our elementary schools and in our middle school. And the next bullet point speaks to that. The reason we do these programs with the elementary and the middle school kids is to build the pipeline of students who are interested in computer science in our district. We feel like when we give them exposure at an early age, when we make computer science and STEM learning fun, that increases the number of students we're going to have who sign up for the courses that we offer at our middle school and at our high school. These camps are at no cost to parents. So agreeing to take their elementary or middle school student off their hands for half a day in the summer definitely earns some goodwill from our parents. It's a great opportunity to promote our school system. And not only that, we feel like we're rewarding our computer science and STEM teachers when we give them the chance to just do these activities in the summer that are fun. There are no grades attached. There's no parent conferences to be had. It really reminds them of why they got into this field in the first place and the things that they love about computer science and STEM education. So it's fun for our students, but our teachers also always have a really good time at these camps, and they earn a little bit of extra money as well. So what camps do we offer? First of all, these camps are open to all students. We do not look to see if students are in our special education program, if they're gifted, it does not matter. We send these flyers and send this link for registration out to everybody. And this year we did have girls, we had boys, we had just students of all ability levels and backgrounds. And so it's just really exciting to get the kids all in there together, doing these fun hands-on things together in the summer, like I said earlier, where there's no grades involved, none of those things that can be sort of burdensome in education. So for the STEM camp, I don't know if you're familiar with GSTIC. They are the Georgia Youth Science. I don't remember what the whole acronym stands for. This is what I wanted our science guy here for, but these camps are offered through this program, and they offer, as you'll see listed here, the materials, the training, and the snacks. So we had one of our teachers sign up to receive the training. I believe they did it virtually this year. So she went through the training. They sent her everything she needed for the camp, and we just had to pay a $750 fee per camp. So it cost us $1,500 for all of that. I'll share some pictures later, but each day was like a different theme, like physical science, earth science. They did all kinds of hands-on markers, glue, all that kind of stuff. I know one of the parents reported back that their kid said it was the most fun they'd ever had at school at the GSTIC STEM camp. We also offer a coding camp to these elementary students as well. And when it says grades 2 through 4, that's students who have just completed grades 2 through 4. 2 sessions for that coding camp as well. We have an elementary coding teacher at our 3rd and 4th grade school. He led the camp this year. It was in his classroom. And he also had some middle school teachers there who work who are science teachers and who do some of our computer science instruction. They were there to assist him as well. And they just got together one day and said, hey, what do we want to do with the kids? They pulled the equipment that we already have. And I'll share some more details in just a moment about what they specifically did with the students at the camp. But they just put it together, and it was awesome. So much fun. Then we have our computer science camp. I forgot to put the grades on here, but this is for students who have just finished grades 5 through 7. We actually have this camp at our high school in our computer science teacher's lab. He's one of the teachers, and then one of our middle school computer science teachers helps lead the camp. So it's really kind of neat because the middle school teacher already knows a lot of the kids, but it's a way for them to get to know the high school teacher as well. Just like with the elementary camp, they get together and say, hey, what do we want to do? What's our schedule? And they just use the tools and equipment that we already have. But it's a lot of fun for the kids, but it's also a way we talk to the kids, when you are signing up for your middle school and high school one day elective classes, remember CS, remember Mr. Thompson, remember all the fun that you had in here. We really want you to explore computer science as an opportunity. And then the middle school teacher can follow up with them throughout the school year about that as well. So it's just a really fun way to build connections in what we call a low stakes environment. So that camp is at our high school, like I said, with our middle school computer science teacher and our high school computer science teacher. So what did they do in those elementary camps? They have Ozobots, Dash and Dot, the Lego Mindstorms, and then they have, I can't remember, the parrot drones. That's what they're called, the parrot drones. And so at the beginning of the week, they kind of teach the kids how to use the things. And then the last couple of days, they just have a free-for-all with program and do what you want with these robots, show off what you've learned. And then at the middle school this year, they really focused on, they brought the 3D printers in, which the middle school students loved. They used Tinkercad to design different things and then printed them on the 3D printers. And then they also programmed microbits for a good portion of the time as well. I think they did some other things too. That's the majority of their time was spent using these things. So some things to consider if you would like to implement camps in your district. One is location. What is your outcome? What are you trying to do? And where can you best do that? So like with the middle school camp, we really wanted to have it at the high school so that those kids could see where their classes would be located, what Mr. Thompson's computer science lab looks like. So it was a good way to introduce them to the high school and build that bridge between the middle school and the high school. With the elementary camps, we have those at one of our elementary schools where they're also having summer school. So there are plenty of staff around. And I'll talk more in a minute about some summer school things we kind of build off of a little bit. So you also have to work with the principals at those schools. Make sure you tell them ahead of time, hey, we're interested in having a camp. We want to have it at your school. I know that we have to make sure we get on the custodian schedule because in the summer they like to go in and tear all of the labs apart so that they can wax the floors and really clean. So we have to make sure that everyone's aware of when and where these camps are happening and get your school administration on board as well. Another thing to consider is who is going to teach your camps and how you're going to pay them. Um, you know, I sometimes I don't always know what pot funds come out of, but I've built a good relationship with our finance director, and we go and say, hey, we really want to have these camps. Can we pay our teachers? How much can we pay them? So you really want to work with your finance department on that. I think that this year we paid our computer science and STEM camp instructors the same thing we're paying our summer school teachers. Um, the CARES Act funds are for learning loss. We feel like these programs put the fun and joy back in learning. So it's making up for some things that have been lost over the past year as well. Another thing you definitely want to consider is registration. Prior to this year, we sent home these registration forms and they were color coded based on camp, and we waited for parents to return them to the schools, and we would have to go pick up these registration forms from the schools and sort them out. And then we went, why are we doing this? It's a computer science camp. Everybody is used to online registrations for things, especially after the last year we've lived through. So we just made a Google form. We put something in that Google form about agreeing to or recognizing that a risk of COVID existed, and we asked about publicity and put everything in there that we would need to know about allergies and things about the student. If any of you are interested in a camp, my contact information is in the chat. I would be happy to share our registration form with you, and you can make a copy of it and use it. It worked very well for us. Of course, with the Google form, the parents sign up, we have all their email addresses, and we can just shoot out an email with reminders about drop off and pick up and all of the things that they would need to know for the camp. So registration was super easy this year. And speaking about registration, we decided the ways we would share that information, that link. We still sent home a paper flyer with a bit.ly link to our Google form. We posted it on all of our social media. We made a website on our school system website with all of the information about the camps. And so that way we got the word out to everyone. We didn't want just this camp to just be advertised to a certain population. So there's our PR before. During, we took pictures, we shared them on social media, we shared pictures of the kids at camp with the parents, and then after, we made sure to share pictures as well, put a little article in the newspaper to highlight these camps and what our students were doing in them. Because summer school is going on, while the camps are going on, we do offer transportation to people who need it. We have buses that go out into our community at different drop-off and pickup spots. And so if parents indicated their child needed transportation on the registration form, we just called and said, hey, make sure you know this is where we'll be dropping off and picking up your students, and these are the times. We do buy t-shirts for all of the kids. It just kind of gives them a fun keepsake from camp. Talking about middle schoolers, they were so funny on the last day. They all brought their markers and they were signing each other's T-shirts, like a yearbook almost. So had a real middle school feel to it, but it was a lot of fun. So we have the T-shirts. They look nice when you take the group photos, and it's a way to advertise your school system and your camps when the kids wear these shirts out into the community as well. We also, like I mentioned earlier, because it is during the summer, we were able to get the same breakfast and lunch that the summer school students were offered. Um, some students come and don't want breakfast, some of them do, so they have the option. And then on the last day of camp, we ordered pizza for them and had a snack for them available every day. So those are just all things that you should consider if you are interested in doing one of these camps. I'm sure there are more things, but these were just the things that I feel like we spent the majority of our time on. If you are the leader of the camp and you reach out to find teachers, the curriculum part can be built by those science teachers because they know what they want to do and what equipment they have and what resources are available to them. So if you are an administrator, these are just the big things to consider for logistics, for making sure camp runs smoothly. This young man who's in the picture right here, he is one of our students at our middle school. And we, as I mentioned earlier, do have a K-12 computer science initiative. We talk about it all the time. We promote it. We feel like everybody knows about it. Well, this young man's mom is a teacher, and she, on the last day, she said, "Hey, so do y'all have these classes at the middle school and high school? Because I really feel like my son has found a place to belong this week." And we were like, "Yes, we do. Make sure he signs up for them." So it just kind of, for me, was a reminder that no matter how much you advertise your program, there may be some parents and families who still don't know everything there is to know about it. So you can never sell your computer science and STEM programs enough. And we just feel like this is another way for us to do that. Um, this picture to me this is something one of those middle school students designed and printed on the 3D printer. And when she held this up, I thought, wow, to me, this little phrase just kind of encapsulates why we do what we do with these computer science camps every summer, because the more opportunities we offer our students, the more prepared they are for the next level, the more they will consider careers in this area. And it's a little cheesy, but of course, the sky is definitely the limit as far as what you can do with with your programs and the things that you offer to your students and to their families. So that's really the end of my slides. I was just wondering if anybody had any questions about anything that I mentioned. I realized I kind of flew through that pretty quickly, but just wanted to know if there were any questions.
Hello again. We had one that asked, would you be able or willing to share the registration form template, for the camp?
Yes, I will. My email address is in the presentation on the first slide. If you are interested in our registration form, I'm more than happy to share it with you. And I will also, when I share that, send you our little website where we had all of the information about these camps as well. One kind of funny story. So Dr. Sweeting is our science teacher's name, and Mr. Love is the coding teacher at our elementary school. And Dr. Sweeting had a parent email him at the end of the week and said, "Mom, I really love camp and the teachers are so nice. Their names are Dr. Love and Mr. Sweetheart." So that's what we're calling them now, Dr. Love and Mr. Sweetheart. But it's just fun to have an impact on kids in a fun environment. So these camps, we started them a few years ago as some with some funds that we had from a grant, and now it's just like something we can't not do, because we've really seen the value in them as well. And like I said earlier, we had students who were in special education, we had gifted students, students of all backgrounds, all in one room. There were no barriers to who could come to the camp. If our registration had filled up, we would have found ways, and it did get, sort of to capacity, but didn't go over. If it had, we would have found ways to open up more camps for the kids as well. So.
Wow, that is wonderful. If anyone would like to come up and maybe share if they've done summer CS or STEM related camps, you can go ahead and click on the share audio and video button, the blue button in the upper right corner, and we'll bring you up here. Or if you want to start a camp and you have some ideas of your own, you can take this opportunity to share that as well.
And if anybody does, go ahead and join in. But one thing I want to say is you don't have to make this complicated. You don't have to overthink it. With those computer science camps, if you've got teachers and you've got the equipment and you've got the stuff already, really all you need is somebody to unlock the door. And the teacher will take charge and lead the way. And because if they teach computer science and coding, that's where their heart is. And like, as I mentioned earlier, it really gives them an opportunity to have fun as well. So don't overthink it.
Now, I don't know if I missed this or not, but I know you said with these camps, you kind of use some funds from grants and things like that. Mm-hmm. Now, do you all ever charge the students anything?
No, that's part of our mission with these, is to have them at no cost to the students. We don't want to put up any barriers for anybody who might want to attend.
Okay. And this is for the whole county, right? Not just for.
That's right.
You got the middle school participating, mm-hmm. High school, elementary school.
That's right.
Good.
Yeah, and really, it gives our CS teachers a chance to work together to build some vertical alignment and networking across our schools as well.
Now, do you share this information at the Board of Education meetings?
Yes.
And the local media and things like that?
Yes.
Like I know you said sometimes parents still kind of like, oh, I didn't know this was out here, or I didn't know you taught these classes during a regular school year. So how do you do the marketing? Can you speak a little bit more about that?
Sure. Well, we share things on our school and system website, on our social media, in our local newspaper. And you mentioned the school board. Yes, when we have board workshops, we do share the camps with our school board members as well, so they know what's happening in the summer. I see that Jackie asked how long the camp. It's just for a week, and it's half day. The elementary camps, we do a morning and an afternoon session, and then the middle school session is 8 to 12 for that week.
Okay. Anyone else have any questions? We have a chat. We have a Q&A. You can also come up to the video stage.
Well, my email address is in the slides. If any of you think of anything later or want to know how we handle things, feel free to reach out. I'm happy to share and help.
Now, can you talk about some of the grants, if you know the information about that, as far as like how they can, the teachers that are here viewing can try to raise some money or something like that, so that they can do the camps as well?
I really don't remember what all grants have been used to pay for the camps. I know that we got an AP Rural STEM grant several years ago. That was the impetus for the middle school camp, because that was our way of helping build exposure with middle school students so that they would want to sign up for the computer science classes at the high school. I think that was with GOSA several years ago. you know, I'm sure that the DOE computer science grants that you can apply for could be used to pay for this as well. I think we may have used some funds from one of those in the past, and CARES Act money right now could be used to pay for these as well. I mean, it's to be used for learning loss, but this is a way to, oh, I spelled my email address wrong in the slides. I will go ahead and fix that. No,
Thank you,
it's
Jackie Moore.
correct. It's correct in the slides here. I'll put it in the chat as well. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, thanks to everyone who came today. Feel free to reach out if you have any questions, and just please consider doing something like this at your district to build your computer science programs.
Now, let me ask about the curriculum. You mentioned a lot of different tools that they use, the robots and Scratch, and 3D printers and the drones and everything. Like, is there a central place where maybe some of the teachers can look up some lessons, that they can do during those camps?
Yes, a lot of those companies have, lesson plans and curriculum that you can use. But as I mentioned before, our computer science teachers just knew what tools they were most comfortable with and familiar with, and those were the things that they implemented.
Okay. I think I'm done with my questions. See, I was asking questions like, okay, so I can share with my teachers.
Well, I'm sorry. I know my presentation was a little shorter than I thought. I think I went through it kind of quickly, but the slides are there if you need them. And thanks for coming, everybody.
Okay, awesome. Your presentation was fine. It was fine.
Thanks. I just have another meeting back right up to this one, and so I feel like I'm.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. So I mean, if that's all, you could go relax, and nobody came up to you and said, "Shh." Right, for the
That's right. That's right. I got some glares through the window, but. All right. Well, y'all have a good day.
Already emailed you. So
yes, sounds good. Enjoy your summer, everybody.